Hi everyone, welcome to SheckMade. Today we're going to decoupage some boxes that you can get at the dollar store for $1.25 and some jars, salsa jar, with some napkins and these beautiful boxes that I keep my ephemera in that I've made for my junk journals, and they're super cute and you can make them any way you like. So with that, these are what we're going to make. Being said, let's put these aside. Aren't they sweet? And I like to make these long flat ones to keep pieces that I'm using to make my junk journals in, whether it's materials, tags, little things that I'm going to add to my journal to keep it all in one spot. I like to keep one of these on my desk while I'm making a specific junk journal. So we're going to start with this in a jar. And I have a jar that's already painted. And what we're going to use is a daubing sponge and some chalk paint or acrylic paint, whatever you like. I like the chalk paint, it dries fast. And these are some napkins that I have, and I need to decide which ones that I want to use. And I was thinking, stay tuned for the end of this video, because I'm trying to think of a way to have, I'm going to give away some of these napkins to, I'm going to pick, let's say 5 people who leave comments down in the video, and I'm going to send them some napkins and some Happy Mail. If you want some napkins and Happy Mail, so you can decoupage little baskets or jars or whatever you like, or use them for however you like. Put a comment in the box, and we're going to say, what's today? Today is the 4th. Let's say by September 15th, today's September 4th, September 15th, I will pick 5 people out of the comments and send them some Happy Mail with these napkins. So if you're interested, leave a comment, like, and if you like my content, subscribe. There'll be more videos to come. I'm going to be trying to be more regular about making a video once a week or once every 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that, but let's get started on today's project. All right? And then we'll decide which one we're going to use, because I'm not sure yet. So we'll put those aside for now. Put this aside for now. And I'm just going to show you how I paint this real quick. I have another one that's ready to go. And they also have these shaped boxes, which are cute. So, but today we're going to do this one, I think. So we're going to take the sticker off. These stickers come off very easily, which is fine. So we can just get rid of that. And then most of the time I pour my paint on a little plate, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to use it straight from the jar. And, sorry, my chair's making noise here. It's awfully thick, but you can sand it first if you'd like. I find, because we're going to Mod Podge the napkin on, and I find that the Mod Podge helps to take down the sanding. But if you got one that really does need sanding, you should probably sand it down a bit if you'd like. This is not going to work all the way. So we're also going to get a brush to get into the little corners, but this is nice to get the majority of it. This seems awfully big. And I just like to paint the entire box inside and out, top and bottom. Let me just grab a brush also. Oh no, this is what I wanted to use. I'm going to keep that there for a minute. But also you can use one of these. And I think you can get these at the Dollar Tree. And these are great for getting in the little corners. I should have started with that. When you have stuff in here, it's not really going to be noticeable, but it's nice to have it all cohesive. These tend to take 2 coats maybe. I mean, who wants to sit here and watch me paint? So I'm going to get 1 quick coat on, and I'm going to put this aside to dry, and then we will start on the one that I already have painted. How's everybody doing today? It's a beautiful day here in Massachusetts. A little on the cool side. Fall is on its way. I'm a summer girl myself, but I am not a winter girl by any means. So now I'm just going to stick that in there. This is when this comes in nice and handy, is because you can just tap, 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 tap. And it tends to fill in a lot more space than the brush itself. So that's why I like this pouncing brush. And you can just do it right on top. It works up really good. And it gets into the little corners in here. So this works brilliantly and fast. It's really important to let these totally dry before we do the next step. See how quick that is? That's why I love this little pouncing sponge. You can get these anywhere. Most craft stores have them. I'm not sure exactly where I got these. This is also why it needs 2 coats, because I'm not giving it time to dry. And I'm just moving it around like a mad woman. But super fast. You could also help the drying time with a heat gun or a blow dryer. If you don't have a heat gun. And I do all the sides plus the bottom. That totally wasn't dry enough, but that's okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because you are going to be covering it up with napkin. This is just to bring out the colors in the napkin. It gives it a nice backdrop. So I'm going to put it aside to dry. I have a little spot over in the corner of my room. And that's it. There's plenty of paint on there to move it around. And it, again, does not have to be perfect, because the napkin is going to cover up a lot of it. It's probably way too much paint on here, but that's okay because it's wet and my hands are getting all inky. I mean paint, which is fine. I am not afraid of paint at all. So that's that. Now I'm going to put these in water. I'm just going to go scoot this over to my little drying spot. Excuse me for 2 seconds. And now for the fun stuff. So this was just Deco Art chalk paint. Dollar Tree has chalk paint now. There's another brand, Home Folk Art. This one's just about empty and a little watered down. I kind of like it a little more watered down, to be honest. So I'm knocking everything over. And I have a little wipe on my little fingers. So I'm going to fold this up. And now we can decide which napkin we want to use for this box that we have here. Let's do this. So this is the box that we're going to decoupage. And I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do this one because fall is on its way. So let's do this. Or should we do the mushrooms? Let's choose between these two. I already have jars in this. I love this. This one's my favorite. But let's see. So we have to separate the layers of the napkins. And to do that is pretty easy. Some of them come apart pretty easy by themselves because there's usually 3 layers on these napkins here in the US. And these are ginormous. So there's one. And I save these because I use them to wipe up anything that's on my desk, my fingers, if I need to. And then there's another little trick with a piece of Scotch tape. But if you take a little piece of Scotch tape and you lift up in the corner, can you see me? And you tear it up and it just helps separate it. So it's easier to tear up that last layer. I'll put that there for now. And then it just separates super easy. You want to be careful not to tear that top piece, because that's what we're going to be using to decoupage with. So now to decide, do I want the mushrooms? Yes, I want the mushrooms. This is what we're going to do with the mushrooms. All right, mushrooms. Let's just do this one just to see. Let's see how easy it is. Again, to take off the other layers. I like to try and pull them off at the same time because all you're going to do is tear it up a little bit. And you can get both layers up at the same time. Maybe it's not cooperating. Sorry. There we go. Get rid of that. And now you can do it both in one little rip, tearing it all up. Yeah. So now let's try to decide if we really want the mushrooms or the sunflowers. The sunflowers are super cute. Sunflowers or mushrooms? Which ones do you think I'm going to pick? Who wants to decide for me? I think we're going to go with the mushrooms. Who thought mushrooms? All right, so now because the pattern on these are in half, we're going to cut this in half. You guys have seen this done a million times here on YouTube, I'm sure of it, and have probably even done it yourself. But I figured for a quick little video, we could do this. So what I like to do is I like to leave a little lip up top because we're gonna put it over the edge, fold it over the edge after, and then we're gonna sand it. So you kind of want to put it, this actually might get two. Let's fold this in half, just to see if we can get two out of this one little napkin. Half a napkin, actually. Definitely. So now I'm just gonna slice this up so we can get one box covered out of half of this napkin. So if you wanted to do a set, you could get 2 boxes out of one napkin. It's just this because of the size of this napkin that you can do that. So now what we're going to do is I tend to put my Mod Podge in this little squeezy bottle, like for ketchup or whatever. And I take my brush, and I just got this brush. I always use this brush for Mod Podge because it's kind of rough and it works really good at getting in grooves if I need to. So to start, and it's super easy, all you're going to do is put a little Mod Podge on, spread it around. A lot of people like to do it right as they go. Yucky Mod Podge. I like to start with one whole layer. And get right in the, if your box has grooves, they have some that doesn't have grooves, but I like the ones with the grooves because I'm going to distress it after the corners and just make it look a little grungy. I don't do it on all of them, just a few of them. So then I'm going to find out where I want this, and then I just give it, you can give it a little pull, tap it down a little bit. I like to tap it down with the brush, get a little Mod Podge on there because you can push. Don't push too hard because it'll tear the napkin, but you can push it onto the Mod Podge that's already down there and into this little groove, into the groove, which is great. So now we're going to do the other side. So this is why one napkin will work, I mean a half a napkin actually, will work with one whole box, because you're going to wrap to this side and then you can use the other piece to wrap to the other side. There's way too much Mod Podge on here. Mod Podge is good for a lot of stuff. So now I'm just going to carry this over because when this dries, we can actually go in with water on a paintbrush to get this piece out. So that is 2 sides already done. This is super quick. The longest thing that takes about doing these is pre-painting them. And oh, that's super cute like that. But we're not going to do that one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little tiny bit right here so it has a corner to wrap on, and then we're going to trim this piece off. And you can use these for anything else. You can Mod Podge them to a time card. You can Mod Podge them to anything else, really. So now we're just going to do this one. But I'm going to take a little bit of this just to put down this edge, this seam. And then We're going to continue with this side. Same way. Same story. Take this little gunk out. Right in the groove. Make sure you get in the groove. And then, I really liked where that one sat, so I'm going to try and line it up a little bit. Like that. Guys, it's that easy. So simple, quick and painless. I love these. And when they're all done, they look fabulous. With all my little ephemera and tags in them, and they look great on a little shelf. You can put anything in these. You can put jewelry, you can put anything your heart desires in these. Just a little catch-all. You could put these on a doorway entrance to put your keys in, and it's just a little decorative box that there we go. I got them. I got the little stragglers. And then I'm gonna wrap it around again. We're gonna lose some of that mushroom, but that's okay because this is just gonna tear off this corner. Now that we already have this corner tucked in, that corner is gonna tear off. This one will do the same also. So let's do this. Tiny bit, and just to pat this one down. Yeah, that's good. And they don't have to be perfect. That's the fun part of these. The fungi. That's the fun part of this, is that it works up super quick, super easy, and it's fun. So now this little edge, because we have the other edge tucked underneath, we'll just tear off because it's wet with the Mod Podge. And we can get rid of that. So now we have this already started, and after the fact, we could actually tear this off now if we wanted to. But if you have any little tiny pieces that are sticking up, tap them down with Mod Podge and they'll stay down, because the Mod Podge technically is like a glue. How stinking cute are these going to be? So now that's another one that we can keep. So now we can tear the bottom, which if you go over it with a little bit more Mod Podge, whoa, too much. Let's not use this much, Patty. If you just go to the edge like that, like put your brush at an angle on the edge, this will tear right off. So cute, quick and easy that is, huh? And then you just carry it around to the other side. Same. And we're going to end up coating this again with Mod Podge after it's finished, because it just gives it a nice seal after the fact. And we can go back in and actually sand it. If these were dry, if we waited until these were dry, we could just sand this off like we're going to do on the inside. But I want to use the bottom, so I want to be able to do the top real quick without having to wait for it to dry. See, and it just pulls. Just be careful pulling. Pull away from it, down at an angle instead of up, because you don't want to lift it up and tear it that way. careful where you're folding back your napkin. There we go. Just tuck that in for a minute. And then, I hope this is all in frame and I don't keep, I'm sorry if I keep pulling it away. And I'm just pulling down towards the bottom instead of up and away. And because I have Mod Podge on my fingers, they're sticking to my fingers, which is fine. And then that's it, that's all. Look at how cute is that? So now I'll go in and I will, this one, take a little bit of Mod Podge. Oh, we got a little stuck. That's all right. I'm gonna put a little bit of Mod Podge on here because I don't need a ton of it. And I'm just gonna go on this top edge, put a tiny bit of Mod Podge, and I'm gonna fold this over the top. And then put a tiny bit more. Same on all the edges. This one looks like it grabbed a little bit already. And then just do this. Because we want it to stick, especially in these little corners. Super simple, super cute idea. And it's fun to keep whatever you want in them. You can keep, I'm just going to trim this little corner diagonal because it will sit prettier in the corner that way. This one has a little piece that's, I don't want to pull it off though because it will tear. And I don't want to tear it. And now there's just this other side. I'm just scooping up a little bit of Mod Podge that's still there. It doesn't need much after the fact. And if you fold it up and do like a little military corner, like if you're folding your sheets on your bed, the little corners. And then I'm just going to go around it one more time with Mod Podge just to make sure it's down. Tacked it down nicely. And then that's it. So now we just got to let it dry. And then we're going to go back in and we're going to sand down. I use just a nail file, so it's not really sanding. You're really just gonna push these off. You'll see. Super easy, super fun. I should have had one ready to do that now, but I didn't. So this is the start. Now I'm just gonna let it dry and we'll come back after it's dry. All right? All right, well, this one's drying. I decided that we're gonna do the mushrooms also on this jar. So I need, this is where the second layers of napkin come in handy, because I just stuck my brush in water to rinse it a little bit. And we're gonna knead it again. So the layers of the napkins that we separated, you can wipe off the brush. And we're gonna do the same thing with the jar. And I'm gonna do the mushrooms. And also what I've decided, for 5 people, we're going to pick 5 people out of the comments on September 15th to get some Happy Mail, some napkins in the mail. And then we're going to pick one special winner out of the comments to win these 2 items that we made today. How fun is that? So if you're interested in having a fun little mushroom set for your craft room or your desk or your bureau or dresser, wherever you like it, I'd like to say I'd like to keep it to US residents only because mail is crazy right now. But if you're in the US and you want to win these, leave a comment. 5 people will be picked for napkins. So on these, you just want to make sure that you're right side up, which this is. And the same thing. You're going to push it down with the brush into the Mod Podge. When we get to the bottom, I'll show you what to do there, or what I do there. And then you're just gonna, oh, I stuck my hand in it. You're going to, oh, that was an awful sound. Whoa. Just keep going around with the Mod Podge. And it's a super quick little project. Use less Mod Podge. But I'm just trying to make this a little quick video. I do have to go to work this afternoon. Yep. So, and then I just pull it around, make it a little taut. You're gonna get wrinkles in them, but if you pull too much on the napkin, it's definitely gonna tear, just like it just did right there, which is fine because we can go in with another piece and just put it over the top. What is going on here? No mistakes. Beauty marks. We're giving them beauty marks. That's what we're doing here. So first and foremost, you want to make sure your napkin's big enough to go all the way around, which this one is, but I didn't check that before. Sorry. So now we have to turn it again. Oh. My fingers are not. Oh, look at that. I have enough. Let's put a tiny bit more right here. I don't know what that red's from. But we're just going to wrap around until we get to the other side. I'm going to try and fix that up a little bit. And if you feel like there's not enough to make it stick, just go in underneath and then go over it with your brush. Tapping it down a little bit. And then when you get to the seam of the other side, you can stop. I like to go just over the seam a tiny bit. Just like that. Just so it's sealed nicely. And then if you see some places that are a little loose, you can definitely just go over it with the Mod Podge because the napkin's really thin and it will stick to it. So right now I'm just gonna trim this piece off. Easier said than done. Just to where you can do it beforehand, but sometimes wrapping it around it gets a little askew. So like straight lines are not going to be straight because of different widths of the jar. So now let's fix this real quick. I'm going to take a piece of this other one. We're just going to put a little Mod Podge. I'm going to tear a little piece. And we're going to dab it right on there. It was like it was meant to live there. Same with this other little spot over here. And do the same right here. Tap that on. That actually almost fits perfect. Where going to live. And then we're going to let that dry also. So what I like to do is I like to just go in and tap it with my brush a little bit. And you can do it with some Mod Podge on your brush. But just be easy when you're tapping it with the Mod Podge on your brush, because it still makes it so it can tear. We found another little spot. Kind of like collaging little pieces of napkin onto the jar. How sweet is that? So then we're going to take care of the bottom after. I like to just sand the bottom off. But I just need a tiny bit right there. You'll be able to see where it's truly sitting and where it's not sitting. There we go. So we can cut this off, some, not all of it, just so it's not all bunched up underneath. You can kind of fold it underneath while it dries, like this. And then we're just going to give it time to dry. And there's the start of our jar. So we're going to have a matching set. So, like I said, just give it time to dry. I might, for the sake of the video, I might just take my little heat gun out, just so we can finish up this video. And I can get it posted maybe today. Like I said, I do have to go to work. So what do you guys think? Somebody interested in getting this little pair as a little Happy Meal gift? If you are, leave a comment. One lucky person's gonna get picked for that. And 5 people are gonna get picked, and I will send them some napkins because I have a lot. So if you're interested in either one of those things, let me know. I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to dry these real quick and I'll come back. Just so you know, I know this is noisy, but this is all I'm doing to dry it. Just to give it a quick little bit of heat. Quicken it up a little bit. I don't know how quick it's going to be. Same with the jar. I'll be back, okay? All right, we have them, they're not totally dry, but I have an old emery board that I just go down. This one's used pretty well. And you just go down on the corner, on the edge, and it will, if you didn't glue it all the way down like I did, you can sometimes you gotta go a little hard, but you'll see that it will just pull up like that. And then if there's glue down here too much, you just pull it like that. And if it pulls off any of the paint, you absolutely can go back and touch it up. I'm just gonna scrape that little piece out. Oh, I stuck my finger in it, in the Mod Podge again. So this is just a cheap little emery board that I have used and used and used. It's practically done, but it works great for this. And you can get a whole package of these at the dollar store, I believe. But look, and so it lines the top of the box, and the inside of the box is still plain, not gluey, so nothing's gonna get stuck in it, which is great. And then I just keep going around the edges just to get that extra tissue off. Let's just do this corner. And it's super simple, and they're super cute. And you can use these little boxes for anything, really. And the corners might take a little more work, a little more finesse to get them off, but they come off. And then you have a beautiful, you can do this on the bottom too. I was just rushing. And see how quick it is? I mean, that didn't take but 2 minutes. And then you can do the same for this, or you can Mod Podge over this, I'm thinking, and leave it if you put a little extra Mod Podge, because we're going to do another coat of Mod Podge on it. On some of them, I like to add a little bit of fine glitter. I'll show you on one of the jars. And it gives it a nice glitter effect, like sparkle, shiny, shimmery effect, which makes it super cool. I kind of don't want to go up and down. I just want to keep going in a down motion, because if you go up, you take the risk of tearing the piece that you want to stay glued. And just like that, and just like that, you have a beautiful box. I am going to leave these. On my other boxes, I did not. I took them out, but I think I like it like that. So that is one box. Now we're going to do the same for the top of the jar. See how super quick this is? So there's no need to trim it to make sure it's the right size. Because none of that matters. Why make yourself nuts about cutting it to size, and it's just gonna, I did that in the beginning. I started with making sure it was like cut to the right size, but even if you waste a little bit of napkin, it's okay. And then for the bottom, did I put anything on the bottom of mine? I'm trying to think. You could just glue this down and put a little piece of felt, but I didn't. I just sanded it off, which I'm going to get a bigger nail file, which I have right here. And I'm just going to feel, because there's a bunch of little bumps on this jar. I think it was like a sauce jar or something. And look, it just lifts off. But again, you want to just kind of keep going towards the center. You want to go towards the direction you want it to pull from. This isn't totally dry either. And if you don't like that the paint comes off, you can go in and touch it up with paint. How cute are these? And that's how we do it. You can make these Christmas napkins with fall napkins. You can, every season, you can do it. And just like that, we have a set. So now, let me get rid of this messy piece of parchment. All right, so what do you guys think? How cute are these? So now what I'll do is I'll do another coat of Mod Podge just over the top to seal it. If I don't break it first. Sorry for that loud bang. And then I'll go in and I'll distress the edges. I don't have one right here that's distressed. But I wanted to show you with the sparkle glitter. I don't know if you can see the sparkle in that. I added a little bit of fine glitter to the Mod Podge and then painted it on, and it's got this cute little sparkle. So maybe you can see it better on this one. It's like an iridescent sparkle. So that's that. So this, it's going to get another coat. And then, like I said, I'm going to leave these in, and I'm going to, because this made it a little stiffer, the Mod Podge. So I'm going to leave those in and see how that goes. Also, if you're interested in winning these, put a comment, a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed, and somebody can win this set. And 5 people will win some Happy Meal napkins. So if you're interested, like, subscribe. You have to be a subscriber to win. I only have 62, so I'm just starting out. But if you are subscribed and you like the video, leave me a comment, whether you like this or not. And if there's anything else you'd like to see us work on together, let me know. And September 15th, I will pick the winners. So make sure you come back for that. All right? Everybody have a great day. Bye.